Today we will discuss the various aspects of vermicomposting technology. We will learn how can we inoculate earthworms in a vermicomposting bed. We will also discuss the harvesting technology of the vermicompost. We will introduce how we can produce vermiwash, a liquid biofertilizer. In my last lecture, we discussed about the vermi technology, how can we introduce organic waste in the form of the vermi bed. Especially if someone wants to establish vermi technology, if someone wants to start this venture as a business, then it is advised to start it in the form of the windrows bedding method, where we have to arrange several beds on the floor. As I told you in earlier lecture, the distance between two beds should be around 2 feet, so person can work easily at their workshop. And then once it is established, once the farmer put up the organic waste in a bed, then he has to just put the hand in the vermi bed. If it is okay, if its temperature is around your body temperature, then it's okay, it is the right time to introduce the earthworms. And second thing, you have to test the moisture in the vermi bed. For this analysis of the moisture, just take out the organic waste and make a ball like a structure. If you can make it easily, then it is fine, and if it is not going to be easily, or the water is trickling from this ball, then you have to stop the watering. And if it is split and it is not make like a ball like a structure, then you have to sprinkle the water over the bed. If everything went well, temperature is okay, moisture is okay, then it is the time to introduce the earthworms, that is, you have to inoculate earthworms. And it is usually advised to inoculate earthworms in the evening hours. And just take the heap of dung, complex material of the organic waste, and which having a huge amount of the earthworms, and just put this complex, which is known as the inoculant, at the corner of the bed, and cover the bag with the help of the gunny bags. If the bed is okay and the organic waste which has been inoculated is fine, then the earthworms will wriggle around the bed. And when you open this bed, usually on the next day you will find that these worms will be confined at the particular place. And if it is gone to the different corners of the bed, then you think that it is well and the vermicompost process will start soon. And if you find that earthworms didn't migrate to the another place, then you have to check there is some issue over the organic waste, over the material that was subjected for the earthworms. And then you have to correct the different things like food material, temperature, and the other issues. Suppose worms wriggle around the corner, and when you open this bed and you do not find there are worms, then you have to just cover the bed. And for the 40 days, you have not to do anything else except to maintain the moisture. And you can sprinkle the water from the above the gunny bags, so the moist gunny bag, the wet gunny bag will keep the bed in a perfect condition. And about fortnight, after 15 days, you have to turn upside down of the organic waste, but without disturbing the basal layer. You should not mix it along with the vermicast. Once you will mix the feed material along with the vermicast, earthworm will not prefer to eat. So you have to think always, any animal would not like to mixed food material along with his own feces. So it is better to turns upside, or turning over of the organic waste should be on the surface. This is only advised to avoid the compaction of the organic waste material. Sometimes it happens that this waste waste material becomes very compact and earthworm feels difficulty to feed it. That's why it is advised to mix it properly, but you should not do it too much. While in a month or 2 times you can do it, and then just cover the bag and maintain the water. It should be moist and the temperature should be around 20 to 25 degrees centigrade, because earthworm respire with the help of the skin, so their skin should be always moist. Then after 40 days or 30 days, when you will open this gunny bag, you will find a very fine granule structure, that is vermicast, and then is time to harvest the vermicompost. Just before harvesting collection of the vermicompost, just take out this gunny bag and stop the watering about 3 to 4 days. And because earthworms do not like light, they usually avoid to face the light. They will automatically wriggle down, and you can easily collect this vermicompost and collect this entire vermicompost until you can do it. And then you will find at the basal layer earthworms will migrate, and this basal layer you can take it as a inoculate for the second bed. And if you are choosing a small bin and you are applying this technology as a small scale reactor, you have to just take out this vermicompost from this bin and apply light, not directly, just sunlight. If you will not cover it with gunny bag, sunlight will directly penetrate it, and then you can take it, harvest this vermicompost easily. I would like to teach you that harvesting is a technical aspect of the technology. You must do it first before to start this technology, because collection of the vermicompost and the isolation of the cocoons earthworm is little bit technical. So you have to do it first before transferring this technology to your helpers. Once you collect this vermicompost, keep it in a shade, so the direct sunlight will not go into that heap, and when the light will go, it will neutralize or decline its microbial load. So it is better to cover this heap of the vermicompost with gunny bags. Usually don't apply any polythene sheet, because it will increase the temperature. Sprinkle the water to give optimum medium for the bacterial growth, and then use the harvesting frame. You can use any machine for segregating worms from the vermicompost, where the technology or the design of the machine is based on the principle that the large size of the material will segregate to the another part, while the small size material or the granular vermicompost will segregate. If you don't want to buy that machine, you can use any harvesting frame and just sieve it with the help of 2 person. You can do it easily, and then the above part of the frame you will have the worms, and then you can transfer it to another bed, while vermicompost you can seal it. Before sealing it or using into your own farm, you have to be conscious about the moisture. If it is dried, it is of no use, because the microbes will dry, it will decline, and their property, their quality will decline. So always maintain proper moisture. Friends, vermicompost is nowadays gaining popularity because it increases soil fertility. It also improves the cation exchange capacity of the soil, and above all, it increases the water holding capacity of the soil. It contains nitrate, available phosphorus, calcium, magnesium and other micronutrients. It has a good microbial load, bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes that helps in building the soil fertility. It also have a good amount of humic acid which improves the growth of the roots, and it increases the permeability of the root cell membrane. So, it enhances proliferation of the root hairs. And nowadays there is another interest on earthworms is going on about their bioremediation process. They have the ability of bioaccumulation of heavy metals and the pesticide residue, organochlorine pesticide it can accumulate in their body, and their other polycyclic aromatic compounds they can accumulate in their body. So, it can be used as a bioremediating agent. Further, when you pour the vermicompost in the field, when you apply it, it attracts the other earthworm population. When it attracts earthworm population of the other species, naturally it increases the soil fertility. So, in all you can see that vermicompost increases soil fertility, it increases crop yield, it increases plant growth. Therefore, it becomes popularizing over the country, even in other part of the world. Now, we will discuss about the Vermiwash, which is a liquid biofertilizer. It contains azotobacter, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria and other important microorganisms. That is why it is now gaining popularity. It is advised to set up vermicompost and the vermiwash unit together. It can be applied directly on the plants, and the study says that it gives a very significant result when it is applied on ornamental plants. Vermiwash is actually a liquid which can be obtained from the body of the earthworm. When earthworm body becomes active, it discharges a kind of the fluid which is called as the coelomic fluid, and that coelomic fluid comprising certain cells and the other available micronutrients. These macro as well as micronutrients are usually in the available form, so plant can easily absorb it. If you just put a lukewarm water on the earthworm, then you will see that it discharges a yellow color fluid from their body, because the earthworm body having certain pores, so especially on the dorsal side, means on the above side of the body, it discharges a coelomic fluid. While it is not present in all earthworms, but it is present in most of the earthworms, this dischargement of the coelomic fluid is very important. You can collect this vermiwash easily. When you directly collect this fluid on applying the lukewarm water, lukewarm means just high temperature, should not be very high. If you pour the boiled water on the earthworms, earthworms will wriggle, they will die, and you could not use these earthworm for another purpose. So, when you are going to produce the vermicompost, then you can use your earthworms again for the other purpose. Earthworm should not use only for a one technology. When you start it as a business or you are going to establish it as a plant, then you have to use the different aspect of the earthworms. You can produce vermicompost, even you can use it in piggery, in poultry, and you have to produce it a vermiwash. So, if you apply this technology in an integrated form, then it could be more profitable. And when you to use your earthworm for the production of the vermicompost, then take out the earthworm. Usually you may have a large number of the earthworms. Then you can take out these earthworms and you can just pour the water on the earthworms, and you can collect this liquid as a tonic as Vermiwash, or you can establish a Vermiwash unit where you can have a different container. You can have a earthen pot, you can have a plastic container, or you can make a cemented tank and just make a hole at the bottom of the container according to your availability, according to your choice. Make a hole in the center of the container. Then apply gravels, small gravels about 10 to 15 centimeter of your tank. Then apply coarse sand, and it is usually advised to apply about 1 to 15 centimeter, and then apply pre-decomposed organic material that will work as a feed material, and then finally apply earthworms. And then when you start this unit, when you install, at the time of the installation, you can pour about 1 to 5 liter water, and then just keep it for 6 days, and keep a pot or any container above that installation, so the water will trickle down drop by drop, and when this water will trickle down over the body of the earthworm wriggle their body, it will activate, and when it will activate, it will discharge their coelomic fluid, and when it passes during the eating process of the organic waste material, it goes through the grovel and the coarse sand that will act as a filter, and you can collect this Vermiwash. After 6 days, you can collect it, which is a very important and a significant plant tonic. Otherwise, if you are holding many beds at your unit, you can drain the vermi bed, you can make a system, you can stuff different pipes in your unit, so the water will trickle down from the units. Excess amount of the water, it is actually the surplus water which goes down from the bed, and you can collect the Vermiwash in a dug or in a pit. But that is not having efficient amount of the nutrients, because there may be a chances of the adulteration of the different particle dirt and the mud particle. So, it is better to establish a separate unit, so you can easily collect a pure and quality product of Vermiwash. This Vermiwash is a product which have large amount of the microbial mass. So, it is advised to dilute it along with the water, along with the cow urine, and spray it especially in the evening hours. It can be used as a biocontrol agent, and the study says that when it was sprayed over the leaves of the ornamental plant, it control soil borne diseases. When it is applied in a ratio of cow urine and the Vermiwash, 1:1 ratio, and then it is diluted 10 times with water, and it is applied over the plants, significant results were found. This Vermiwash never applied directly on the plants, it is a highly concentrated. So, always it is advised to apply in a dilution. One thing I would like to point out in the vermicomposting unit, that sometimes farmers faces certain problem during the installation of the Vermiwash or the vermicompost unit. Sometimes it smells bad and you may face bad odor, and whenever you face bad odor in the vermicomposting unit, then there may be a chances of the anaerobic condition. and there may be a chances of the water logging, or you are subjecting some scrap food, peel of kitchen waste, or some citrus fruit that usually creates bad odor. So, you have to avoid the application of these waste material. It will reduce the odor, or sometimes it is too wet. So, stop watering about 5 to 6 days, and when it is enough to make a ball, the soil ball, then you can decide it is the time to sprinkle the water. It should not be very wet. You can avoid bad odor by removing food scrap as well as the water condition. There may be chances of too wet. It should not be too dry, it should not be too wet. Sometimes farmers complain that they install the vermi bed and it is attracting several flies. They are facing the problem of the red ants, white flies, and the other insects. When you face such problem, then you have to check about the organic waste. Sometimes this problem happens when citrus fruit waste apply on the bed, and whenever you are going to manage the kitchen waste for the vermicomposting, it becomes difficult. So, you have to monitor more. We also face the problem of escaping of the earthworms. Worms do not like to live in the bed, they do not like to stay in, and they try to escape out. Usually they do not escape because they prefer to eat organic waste material. And so, when they are escaping, then you have to again wash the organic waste, and this waste is not good for the worms. That is why worms are escaping. Sometimes farmers faces the problem of dying of the worms. They die unusually when they take off the gunny bag and they say that so many worms are die, and usually ants are taking their dead body. When it happens, then you have to monitor again the organic waste. It is better to apply the neem products. You can do mulching with the neem leaves. You can cover your bags, vermi bags with neem leaves that can repel the attack of the red ants. And again, you have to say there may be a chances of high water content, and that may be creating anaerobic condition. That's why worms are dying. Sometimes we face the problem that worms are not eating. Farmer can face the problem, and you may not find the granular vermicompost over the bed. Worms may be there, but they are not eating as they were supposed by the vermi entrepreneur. Then enrich your organic waste. You can apply more slurry that will enhance the microbial degradation of the vermicompost of the organic waste, and this can be applied also when you are establish the Vermiwash unit. At the time, you have to again enrich your organic waste. This enrichment is basically depends on the inoculation of the microbes. Inoculation of slurry, cow dung is actually the consortium of the microbes which proliferate the growth of the microbial mass, which in turn improves the fertility and the quality of the soil. That's all about the production of the vermicompost and the vermiwash. I will catch you next time with another interesting topic. Bye for now. Thank you so much.